Modern government has evolved far beyond its essential role in society. What began as a limited framework for delivering core public goods has ballooned into a vast network of public employees whose primary function is to consume taxpayer dollars while producing little or no value in return. These roles, funded entirely by the citizens they ostensibly serve, consume enormous sums in salaries, pensions, health benefits, and administrative overhead, all while delivering services that the public neither requests nor requires. The result is a self-sustaining system that extracts wealth from productive workers and redirects it into unproductive, often adversarial activities. At the foundation of any functional society lie only a handful of genuine necessities: the construction and maintenance of roads, the provision of clean water, and the reliable delivery of electricity. These services enable commerce, safety, and daily life. Every additional layer of government activity exceeds this baseline and exists solely to justify its own continuation. Regulatory agencies issue permits for trivial matters, conduct redundant inspections, and enforce compliance with ever-changing rules that generate paperwork but solve no real problems. Welfare offices, housing authorities, and social service departments process claims and distribute benefits that create dependency rather than independence. International aid bureaucracies and diversity initiatives consume budgets without measurable returns to the taxpayers footing the bill. None of these activities respond to public demand. They respond to internal incentives to grow. Private sector workers who must produce tangible goods or services to earn their pay recognize the absurdity immediately. A factory employee assembling products that customers willingly purchase, a software developer creating tools that improve efficiency, or a small business owner meeting market needs understands accountability. Their income depends on value created. Public employees face no such test. They arrive at offices funded by compulsory taxation, perform tasks whose necessity no one outside government can verify, and retire with guaranteed pensions that private workers can only dream of. The average citizen who rises early, competes in the marketplace, and delivers results would find it inconceivable to accept substantial compensation for generating reports, attending meetings, or enforcing rules that no one asked for. Worse, many government functions operate directly against the interests of the people who pay for them. Tax authorities extract revenue through complex codes designed more for compliance than fairness. Regulatory bodies impose fines for minor infractions that function as revenue streams rather than safety measures. Law enforcement and judicial systems incarcerate citizens for nonviolent offenses, removing productive members from society while expanding the very budgets that rely on such activity. These mechanisms do not serve the public, they extract from it. The public becomes both customer and target, forced to fund the apparatus that then penalizes it for everyday existence. Programs ostensibly created to assist the needy illustrate the mechanism most clearly. Welfare systems, housing subsidies, and food assistance appear compassionate on the surface. In practice, they function as magnets. Generous benefits in one jurisdiction draw recipients from regions with fewer supports, increasing caseloads and costs. Each new recipient justifies additional staff, larger facilities, and expanded budgets. The cycle is self-reinforcing. More aid creates more recipients who in turn require more aid. The same pattern appears with sanctuary policies and services extended to undocumented populations. These initiatives expand government payrolls and administrative empires while shifting costs onto working taxpayers who receive no reciprocal benefit. The result is not relief for the poor but institutional growth that perpetuates poverty as a budgetary line item. Public employees often internalize a narrative that frames their work as honorable and essential. They describe themselves as servants of the people, defenders of the vulnerable, or stewards of the common good. This self-image sustains the system. In reality, their compensation derives from compulsory extraction, not voluntary exchange. Many roles involve deliberate deception, misrepresenting program effectiveness, inflating statistics, or obscuring costs to secure continued funding. Others engage in outright manipulation of rules for personal or political advantage. The justification remains constant. The actions serve a greater public purpose. The outcome is the opposite. Resources flow from productive citizens into the pockets of those who produce nothing of market value and, in many cases, actively reduce overall prosperity. A significant share of the public workforce operates as extensions of political organizations rather than neutral administrators. Positions are filled through patronage networks. Employees advance partisan agendas through selective enforcement, policy design, and public messaging. Regulatory decisions favor political allies. Grant programs direct funds to ideological causes. The distinction between government and political movement dissolves. Taxpayer dollars finance campaigns, advocacy, and ideological enforcement disguised as administration. The public does not fund neutral service delivery. It funds the machinery of political power. The system's expansion is protected by multiple reinforcing mechanisms. Law enforcement agencies apply aggressive tactics to collect revenue and enforce compliance. Judicial bodies uphold expansive interpretations of authority. Administrative rules multiply without legislative oversight. Qualified immunity shields employees from accountability for misconduct. Taxpayer-funded insurance covers errors and abuses. Public sector unions negotiate contracts that guarantee job security regardless of performance. Together, these elements create an impenetrable barrier. Criticism is dismissed as extremism. Reform attempts are litigated into oblivion. The bureaucracy grows unchecked, rolling forward like an accelerating mass that gains momentum with every new hire, regulation, and budget cycle. The economic model is particularly insidious. Government extracts taxes, spends the proceeds on salaries and contracts, and stimulates consumption that generates additional tax revenue. Each round of spending creates the statistical justification for the next round of extraction. Private productivity funds the cycle, yet private workers receive no ownership stake and no veto power. The more government spends, the more it claims to need. The more it regulates, the more it justifies its regulatory workforce. The mechanism is not service delivery. It is perpetual revenue recycling that enriches insiders while diminishing the overall wealth of the society it claims to serve. No external force restrains this process. Every incentive points toward further growth. Employees benefit from larger empires. Politicians gain from expanded patronage. Unions secure more dues-paying members. The public, meanwhile, shoulders rising tax burdens, reduced economic freedom, and deteriorating services in the few areas that actually matter. Roads crumble while administrative staff multiply. Water systems age while social programs expand. Electricity reliability falters while regulatory agencies issue new mandates. The modern bureaucratic state has become a self-contained enterprise whose primary output is its own survival. It employs millions in roles that deliver no net value, funds itself through coercive means, and protects its expansion through legal and institutional armor. The average citizen who labors in the real economy to produce goods and services that others voluntarily purchase recognizes the fundamental mismatch. One system rewards creation, the other rewards consumption of the created wealth. Until the public demands a return to the narrow functions of roads, water, and electricity, and rejects the vast superstructure built atop them. The drain will continue, the payrolls will swell, and the adversarial machinery will grow larger, costlier, and more entrenched with each passing year.